Okay, this is the second part, and this is all my sleeping gear in here. This is a dry bag because if it's raining all day and I get wet and God forbid I get hypothermic, my sleeping bag is dry, my sleeping system is dry, and I have also in another dry bag I have my clothes, so I can get out of wet clothes, put dry clothes on, get in my sleeping bag, and I won't have hypothermia. And when I first hiked the AT, I started February 17th, and I keep talking about rain, but it rained, 11 inches in the first 10 days or so, and which makes it very challenging keeping yourself warm and dry. And it's critical because hypothermia is no joke. It happens fast, and it's kind of non-discriminating. It happens to anyone. I've had hypothermia before in northern Maine in the summer, and I want to tell you something, it'll scare you. Your body starts shutting down, and you get some pretty adverse things going on. This is an Exotherm. This is probably one of the biggest mattresses you can buy. It's a Thermarest. It's insulated on the bottom, so you don't get the cold radiating from the ground. You'll see some like dark lines. That's a seam sealer, and it's for sealing tents, but I use it as an anti-skid so that the slippery surface of the mattress with my tent, it doesn't slide around, it stays put. So I'm gonna roll that baby out, unfold it. And this sleeping pad is 25 inches wide, so it's kind of, for bigger people. Not that I'm that big, but I toss and turn a lot. I sleep on my back, I sleep on my side, and with the bigger mattress, I don't fall off. My other one was like 17 inches, and I was always falling off. What I'm pulling out now is my secret weapon. So this I learned from a triple crowner, watching his YouTube, Acuna. And Acuna said, get a pump. And I didn't do it on the AT, but I did it on the PCT. And this particular, it's made by Thermarest. This particular mattress takes about 45 to 50 breaths to blow up, which is a lot. My old Thermarest would take me about 17. So at the end of the day, you're tired. 45 big lungfuls of breath will wear you out. Now I had 7,000 or 8,000 foot in elevation, and you feel like you're drunk. You want to pass out. So I saved myself the hassle of having to blow it up, and I used my Thermarest. I've only changed the batteries in here once. I've used this same one on the Benton Mackay and the entire PCT with the same batteries. So it's worth it. I love it. The other thing I sleep with is a liner. This is a Sea & Summit liner. It gives you about an R value of 5 degrees. So the nice thing I like is, like, say if it's the temperature right now, tonight, when I'm sleeping, this will keep me warm. I'll be in my underwear, maybe t-shirt, maybe not, but this will keep me warm. And also, if my legs are dirty, like when I walked in the desert, every time I do laundry, I just throw this in the laundry and it doesn't pollute my sleeping bag. This is my sleeping bag, and this has been pretty much Old Faithful for the longest time for me. Make sure she's filling up here good. This is a 17-degree dry down Kelty, and I'm sad to say, after the AT, the Long Trail, the Pinhoti, the Benton Mackay, Florida Trail, California Coastal Trail, it's done. The zipper broke on me, and I can't get it. It looks good now, but I can't get it to work. So I think what I'm going to do is get something in the same kind of temperature range, because it served me really well The thing I liked about this when I bought it was that it has a toe box, and this zipper of course works. And if it's hot, I can just unzip, stick my toes out, and a lot of times like that'll help regulate my body temperature, even with the liner on. So, you know, I'm a real big fan of down and dry down. I'm not into synthetics. Down is really warm. I've had this set up with the liner, and I had to sleep with all my clothes on in the Smokies, and I went with -5 degrees. I was totally comfortable. I was not cold at all. Slept extremely well. You can see that the inflator is going really well. I'll let it go through a little bit more. I'll take it off, and then the last 2 or 3 breaths I'll put in by myself, seal it off, and then pack it away until the next time I need it. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'm just going to throw my bag in and tidy up and conclude the video. I know the sun's coming over my shoulder, but I'll show a close-up of the tent and what things look like. And that's it. Over there, throw my bag in. Again, my head's going to go uphill. Don't want to go downhill, you wake up with a headache. That's not fun. My liner. Make sure the opening is facing up. And just crawl in that when I go to sleep. Then I put the rest of the stuff back in here, and then I put this behind my head so my pillow doesn't migrate off the mattress, and then I have a problem with trying to find my pillow. I do have a pillow. I sleep with a pillow, and this is it. It's another CN Summit. I've had this since the very beginning of my backpacking career, and I absolutely love it. I don't blow it all the way up because then I'm like, you know, then my neck is totally jammed up. But you can also release it. So I might blow it up a little stiffer because when I go to bed, I like to read. So I have my Kindle. That's another luxury item. And that's pretty much my setup. Again, this bag goes over behind my pillow. And I am going to show you up close my sleeping system. So this is it. This is how Cat sleeps. Plenty of room in there. You can see I'll put my backpack in here and all my bags. On this site, they have 2 different things I'm going to show you, which is pretty nice. I think they're almost luxury items. And what they are is they have 2 modes of protecting your food. On where you have black bears, it's advisable you don't sleep with your food. So what I do is I usually do a hang. I did a video from the Pinhoti where I did what they call a PCT hang. But here, there's cables, carabiners, and you can suspend your food. They have those baffles to keep the squirrels off. All right. And the bears can pull on this and everything else. But this is what I really like, is I would much rather do this. Come down here, unclip this, right? And just lift it up, and then, you know, they want you to keep it latched. Bears can steal your food if the lid's not latched. And don't leave food for other hikers. And you can see it's sealed, so we don't have to worry about mice. So 9 times out of 10, I'll use this. It's a lot easier than hanging my food. And the other thing with this system here, right, it's great, but if there's flying squirrels, it's game over unless you have an Ursack. And an Ursack is a type of bag that it looks like it's bulletproof. It looks like Kevlar. And mice can't chew through it, bears can't chew through it. They can, a bear can crush everything in there, but they can't chew through it. So, you know, it's It's another thing. People carry bear canisters. I'm not a fan of them for a couple reasons. Again, it's a personal thing. One, for the size food for 3 or 4 days, you need the biggest one, and they weigh a few pounds, and they're just bulky, and they really add to your backpack. They're rigid, so there's no give in them, and you know, they're just a pain in the neck. And I know when I hiked the Sierras through the PCT, you had to have a, you know, a bear canister. So, you know, if that's the regulation, follow the regulation. You know, because we want to keep these trails open. We want to respect, you know, whatever the rules are and abide by them. But at the end of the day, if you don't have to do it, I just use a regular food bag, and I do a PCT hang like I did on Pinhoti, or I just do, you know, either the vault or whatever cables they have. Pennsylvania, they have, I call them sky hooks. They look like an old-fashioned clothesline, metal clothesline, and they have radiating rods that come off of a main beam, and then you use like a shepherd's hook, and you lift your bag up and hook it on top. It's pretty ingenious because it's just high enough where the bears can't get it, and the squirrels and everything else. But, you know, always be conscious of your food and being careful with food smells, where you cook. Don't cook in your tent, because the least interaction we have with wildlife, the better their chance of surviving are. You start feeding bears, you start feeding animals, you know, their life expectancy is going to reduce severely. I've seen it with bears, I've seen it in Florida, and with alligators, people feeding gators, and next thing you know, the Department of Environmental, they come and they dispatch them, they kill them. So don't feed them, don't make food readily available, be responsible. All right, so that's my setup. I'm just going to throw a couple things in my tent, and I'm going to go eat. And, you know, great day today. I did almost 17 miles. Again, this is my victory lap after the Pinhoti. I got, I think, about 15 or 16 miles to Springer Mountain. I'm going to stay at the Springer Mountain Shelter tomorrow night. And then the next day, kind of walk right down into Amicalola. So stay tuned. The videos will soon to follow. I hope they're informational. I hope they're helpful. And I hope you're enjoying my journey, because I'm enjoying the hell out of it. Have a good night.